Okay. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for attending the, what's today's date? Wednesday, February 4th, 2026, Planning Board meeting. Just want, in case anyone is here in regards to the Bronxville Field Club, consideration of the proposed settlement stipulation under items 5 and 6 are adjourned and will not be placed on the future agenda. I'm going to start with a roll call on my left.
Charles White.
Darrell Celsey.
Jamel Thompson.
Vivian Salmon.
Okay, let the record reflect that we do have a quorum. I'm going to make a motion that we table the minutes for the December 3rd and December 3rd, 2025 and January 7th, 2026 minutes.
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
all right, motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you. All right, item number 3, administrative items. I'm going to ask Mr. Herbert if he can. Yep, I'll do it. The owner is 136 East 3rd Street Holdings and represented by Mr. Vladimir Levin, the lead design professional. The applicant is requesting for an existing 2-bay garage currently operating as a car detail shop to be utilized in part as a 1-bay car repair space. The subject property is 10,773 square feet. It's located on East 3rd Street and is located in the NB Neighborhood Business Zoning District. A draft resolution with conditions regarding information for the proposed repair of the sidewalk was requested at the Planning Board's meeting on January 7th, 2026. The board should now vote on to determine whether the application is ready for final approval.
Voting on the resolution.
Okay. Okay, has everyone had the opportunity to look at the resolution?
I have.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. Is there a motion to accept the resolution as presented?
So moved.
All right.
Second.
All right, we have a motion, a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you. Continuation of public hearing, 4.1, case number PB-25-3, 408 South 7th Avenue. Regarding public notice, the board previously received proof of mailing, proof of publication in the Journal News, and proof of initial sign posting for the application. An affidavit of sign posting stating that on January 9th, 2026, a sign was posted at the site giving notice of the Planning Board's February 4th, 2026 meeting. The board also received photographs showing that the sign posting on the property provided notice of today's meeting. The owner is Nelson Baroa, 404-414 South 7th LLC, and is represented by Mr. Shaheen Badali. Good evening, Mr. Badali. We already did that one. I'm sorry. Good evening.
I think your mic is not on. You want to check that?
Yes, please.
Shaheen Badali, 2 Wilson Place, Mount Vernon, New York, 10550, representing the applicant. So we made several changes to the application since we were last before you for 408 South 7, most of which relate to the site. The first of which is that we've increased the parking area to effectively be wide enough to have an entire parking lane across the back. So it would afford visitor parking in addition to the like the indoor parking that we already had for the house itself. So we're not displaying any striped spaces, but just that the area is available for that additional parking. We are also hoping to make that whole back area pavers. And so that's also kind of the reason to not do striping, just to keep it more pretty. Behind that, we've sectioned off 6 different areas that would provide a private outdoor space for each tenant. We kind of sectioned it off in two where there would be a small paved hardscape and then a little grassed area in front of it. And then that each one would have a solid enclosed privacy fence to separate them. As we were studying the site and exploring the mechanical units, we found that we were really hoping to not mount any units to the building. We will only need one outdoor unit per building. We're currently displaying it in the front yard to be fully screened by plantings, but it is displayed in the front yard. That's also a change.
So.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure it agrees with the
So there would be one outdoor unit per townhouse.
It's just grass area. Okay.
Essentially. Yeah.
What about the piping on the outside of the building from the?
So that's a great question. So the refrigerant itself would go underground into the building, so it won't be visible. It would just go into a conduit.
Okay, so the only thing that's visible theory would be the unit itself, and that's being screened, you're saying?
That's the idea, correct. And the screening would be higher than, and we'd stipulate that'd be higher than the unit itself.
Okay.
So is that the HVAC system that you're talking about, like the air conditioning?
Yes.
Going to be on the front of the building?
That's the way we're proposing it right now, correct, yeah.
So the same thing is happening on Second Street and 11th Avenue, where it's in the front of the building, and it does not, it gives an unsightly visibility there. That's just my opinion, and it does not look constructively appropriate for it to be on the outside. Is there any way you can put it on the side or the back of
Wait.
the area, or?
So I certainly, if I put it on the, I certainly could, I'm so sorry to cut you off.
That's okay.
I certainly could, but it would be mounted to the building, and in order for me to do that, it would be above the first floor. So it may be visible to houses, like people's rear yard view versus being visible and from a street. And the way we're displaying it here, we really think that it would be effectively screened, that it shouldn't be visible as long as the plantings are maintained on site. Versus if I put it on the back, I have to elevate it and it'd be really hard for me to screen it. So the people in the back would, I think, would have some effect, not necessarily negative, but they would have some effect.
Do you have a picture of it that you can
I-
see, or?
I could pull up on my phone if
Okay,
that's
that's
cool. Okay.
I see what you were saying, and I skipped that.
You are right.
If it's okay, just.
Yeah, this is a small unit. This is what I'm talking about. That's on the second
Yeah, so
Second
it'd be
Street. and
one of
11th
them.
Avenue.
Yeah,
So it's one per unit.
one per townhouse.
So
Yeah,
one per
unit, yeah,
townhouse.
yeah.
I think so.
They're about 2 feet high, say, something to that effect.
So what's covering it? A fence or something?
Well, we actually have like real plantings covering it, so it's like shrubs and bushes.
That's gonna be covered.
Yeah, I could definitely flip to the landscaping plan.
Yeah, because we want to make sure that it's hardy enough so that year round you don't lose the screening.
We originally proposed the fence, we just thought it might need to do the planting.
I would agree.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, it's a mix of boxwood, Jardinian, rhododendrons, kind of going in and out around it.
And who's to maintain those plantings? Is it the owner or the?
It would be the building owner,
The building owner.
yeah.
It's the same panels.
Yeah, but everybody doesn't maintain.
There's also some privets shown, which is like a tall grass.
Okay.
I'll certainly drive by Second and 11th and see what it looks like and make sure that we don't do anything similar to that.
Thank you so kindly. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was the planting there, sir?
There's a combination of azaleas. Privet. And, I'm sorry, it's two types of azaleas. There are no gardenias. It's two types of azaleas and a privet, which is like a tall grass.
Mhm.
Also a flowering tree, but that's not directly in front of that HVAC unit. It's in three of the.
Is that
Uh, if it's, I can certainly, propose some,
dogwood
yeah.
or hollies?
Are those biannual, you know, they come up every year?
So the ones we're specifying, similar to dogwoods and hollies would maintain, as long as they have a very long lifespan, as long as they're watered and maintained.
Maintain.
Yeah. So I'll certainly make the modifications. Yeah, thank you. Are there other plans that the board has seen that they like or that you, if you do, by all means, let me know, please.
This-
Yeah, our resident expert is not here.
The experts.
But
Yeah.
but I'm just going based on personal experience. Like what I have covered in my AC unit is a series of dogwood bushes.
Okay. But I don't, I'm also just gonna suggest also, we'll maybe explore like skip laurel that has like the bigger bay leaves as well. Maybe something, like you're saying, something thicker, right? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay. Thank you. So otherwise, we also submitted just a couple other of the site plans. The stormwater plan was just expanded and modified for the new site plan since it, the driveway shifted, so the drains shifted and the location of the tanks shifted. The lighting plan is effectively the same, but again, the building did shift ever so slightly, so the plan was just updated to reflect the background conditions.
So the lighting plan is in the front and the back.
Oh, correct, yes, but just. Well, what we're proposing is a smaller light above each one of the front doors. So just a small light, just to kind of shine that. And then we have a floodlight in the back, so that shines essentially across the whole parking area.
It's motion or just
We didn't show controls. I'm definitely gonna show motion controls on it. Yeah. And also stipulate maybe that in addition to the motion controls, that it can, like it's day and night also, it only turns on at night and with motion.
May I go back to the parking for just a minute? I think you had 6 spaces that was open without a line kind of structure. And those are for visitors, correct? Or just open space?
That's the idea.
Okay.
That's the idea. The buildings themselves have 2 spaces contained within the building, so ideally it should be self-contained. Because they're not independent from each other, as we all know, people may not use it in that manner. So I would guess honestly that in people who have 2 cars, some may leave them outside. They may not park them in the garage. Maybe they keep one in, one out. I don't, it's hard to know.
Is it possible to have them independently structured so that people won't get confused of what to use it for?
So we could certainly stripe them. We certainly can. It was just for aesthetics that I chose not to show striping, but I certainly can stripe them, yes. Sorry. So we certainly can have parallel parking stripe along the back, and I can fit the 6 spaces along the back.
Mm-hmm.
We want to keep the garage door free and clear so that there will be visibility.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I don't know what my colleagues think. They can chime in if they, I just think structure is important when you have that type of environment.
We could also delineate it just with a pattern in the pavers. And I could draw that out if that makes sense, just to try to keep something with a little more aesthetic look, but striping is certainly possible, otherwise.
I don't understand that, please. I have a question on the first floor. Okay. The floor above. Right. All right, so you call it the second floor, okay.
Because
Right, okay, right, okay, all right. So I think the last time we had talked about possibly having some like patio deck, something.
And may I ask if there would be a preference from the board if we did a deck from the first floor, or alternatively, we were also seeking to maybe provide we could do a flat roof on the rear portion of the building and provide a roof terrace for each space? Is there any, would there be any consideration for, or a preference on one versus the other? And I'll just explain the difference on my end. A balcony would be relatively small. It would afford maybe a couple of chairs or a very small table. If we did a roof terrace, we could then have, a little more space for real furniture, but of course, that's a third floor occupancy, that's exterior. It could impact neighbors.
Right, I was just thinking that in terms of, as opposed to someone wanting to go downstairs outside to their patio in the back, that's more,
Oh, I'm sorry, just a staircase.
I'm sorry?
You like a stair, just an exit and a stair from the back.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure, because if I'm living there, I'm eating, it's always nice to be able to go have a table, sit outside, without having to go downstairs and then to my little private area in the back if I want to eat.
It would be
Something.
nice. It certainly would. I mean, it would really require us to kind of substantially redesign the building in the sense that we really don't have the living space on the backside of the building right now.
Okay.
But it's not, it certainly can be done. It certainly could.
I just think that from I'm thinking about, and this is what I do,
Of course, please.
I just think that it makes it a more desirable product to have something where I could actually, sit outside and not go downstairs and across the patio to the grass, so I think that would be nice. I could have morning coffee or a glass of wine at night or something. I just think that
Mm-hmm.
I think it would add a lot, and I think that value wise, it adds.
We'd get a better product as
I
well.
think so.
Understood. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
thank you.
So you mentioned the terrace could potentially fulfill that, but you said it would be big enough to your.
So if I did like a balcony on the, yeah, then I mean, it's gonna be somewhat limited in it could provide, I could get a small, maybe like a 4-person table. I could get on a balcony, but because of the size of the building, I just can't get something very measurably
It
big.
doesn't have to be a tremendous, but just to be able to go outside, directly,
And so that would be,
sure, please, yes.
My name is Mark Warren, one of the developers on this project. So aesthetically, we agree 100%. One of the things that we've had talked about is doing a terrace on the roof. I think that adds a whole lot of value to the property and something that we would want to do in the future. So the balcony in the back, structurally, it adds more to the project. And adding a terrace on the roof aesthetically adds even more. So we would tend to look towards adding a terrace on the roof.
Okay, yeah, I mean, as
Yeah,
long as there's,
aesthetically.
there's an outdoor space that you don't have
Yeah,
to go down
absolutely,
and out.
100%. I love rooftops.
Okay, all right.
Concerned about the rooftop.
How so?
I'm sorry. So if you're overlooking, if you have, this is a 3-story building.
Yes.
And now you're having a rooftop, you're having a party, you're having excitement.
Mhm.
I'm concerned about noise around the area. I'm
Right.
concerned about activity around, I would be personally,
Mhm.
if there was a rooftop in front of me and I'm trying to rest at home,
Right.
I would have real concerns about that.
We could
There's
limit the
room for-
size to more of a terrace size.
there's opportunity for just confrontation, if you would say,
Mm-hmm.
because everybody's not gonna be appreciative of this rooftop in the area. So I'm just a little bit hesitant about the rooftop. I love the idea of the terrace going out, having a
Mm-hmm.
cup of coffee, and limited that area within our little confinement of my home. But to go on the roof and now you're having a party and you doing the music that is not what I feel I want to hear, I think there's a concern by that.
Okay. Well,
It's just my opinion, but my colleagues can have another opinion, but that's just my
well,
personal,
aesthetically, I think we have some time to think about,
Okay.
aesthetically what we're going to do.
yes.
And in terms of the terraces, they're both great ideas and something that would add value to the building, and we'd have to look at the numbers.
Right.
We'll look at it, look at it and see what happens, but
Thank
thank you
you.
for listening. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
And we could certainly look at maybe some sound isolation and mitigating walls or some to that effect as well if we did explore that path.
Okay,
Okay, that would be
that would be.
that would be very nice. Now, I believe on this application that we were waiting for, was it a perk test? Right?
So unfortunately with the weather, we
Oh,
have been a
this-
little bit limited in digging the ground.
Right.
I do want to just offer just a little bit of contemporaneous data that we did speak with the developer at 443 South 7th Avenue, is currently building a 2-family house. They did install their stormwater system, and their account of the construction is that it was well draining soil and that they didn't encounter any rock. But of course, I don't have that in an engineered document or in verifiable data.
Well, I
Um,
mean,
just
I
an
think that
account.
that's something that, could be a condition that
Okay.
that's performed and signed off on, prior to issuing, a permit.
Thank you very much.
And I believe it was brought up because the resident says flooding in that
Right.
area, correct?
Yeah, no.
We just want to make sure that taking it.
Right.
And it's the right way to design the system. So, I mean, we want to do the test. So,
Right.
thank you.
All right. So do you think that in terms of, the outdoor areas, patio, roof, sound, whatever, where you can kind of think of, we can have for,
For our next meeting?
yeah.
Yes, I definitely think I.
Because we do want to move things, along, so.
I really appreciate that. Thank you. I'm gonna definitely work on that. I'm gonna make sure the landscaping is a little bit better, more robust. And I took down some other little pointers here, and I really want to thank you.
Okay, no, thank you.
Step back to the unit for a second. The unit will be heating and cooling.
Yes, yes, yes.
So if it's underground, is the conduit going to be wrapped
Yeah,
in some kind of way?
yeah, absolutely. So the refrigerant line would have to be in a separate pipe to get into the building.
Yeah, no, I agree, but I'm
Oh.
just making sure, like with
Right.
temperatures that we've had lately.
Well, so yeah, that's a great question. The refrigerant lines themselves are insulated, but yes, that we could certainly explore providing additional insulation. They are insulated.
Right.
But
So-
it's a good thought. It's a good.
So,
Well, we can have.
No, you're right. Yeah.
right, so I guess, I mean, to kind of piggyback on Commissioner White's, in terms of that line that's going in, at what height, what depth do you go down?
Yeah. So right.
Is it possible to go to below the frost line and then you come,
Oh, certainly possible. Yeah. Yeah.
just so that way there's, I'm sorry, yes, Mr. Warren?
Sorry. So generally, yes, the piece of pipe that's exposed is insulated enough so that it will reach the house without getting frozen.
Okay,
Whether it's above ground or below ground, it's insulated enough.
Okay,
prior to entering the building.
okay. Do you know like what temperature that would?
The values?
Yeah, in terms of like, say we have,
Mhm.
-10 degree, wind chill or lower than that. I mean, to what degree?
-7?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, it'll be well insulated.
okay.
And since I'm standing, I was just wondering if there are conditions, if we didn't have a terrace and if we didn't propose an aesthetic terrace on a roof, are there conditions that we can move forward in order to start our process and getting to the building department and through the building department so that we can keep the process moving?
Well, I
In
think that
terms
you
of-
still need the perk and really, I think that for the project, having that element, that
Mhm.
patio or a roof would really be advantageous to. So if it were ready for next,
That puts us 2 months out.
I didn't hear what you said.
That puts us 2 months out. We're trying to, get into the construction season.
right now, I fully appreciate.
I'd like to see the pictures of both. If we could see, show pictures.
Can that be something that we can address in the ARB in terms of aesthetics?
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
In terms of if we were to have the ARB, weigh in terms of the design aesthetic, whether it's going to be kind of a terrace area or a scenario, but could we condition upon the ARB's approval of those?
I suppose so. So you're saying that you would put it.
So you're saying that you would put in the resolution that they would have to do one or the other, and then the ARB would make that decision?
Right, and then also obviously have to have the perk test when they can do the perk test.
Yeah, right. I mean, that could be conditioned, for sure. But I suppose, yeah, you're right. I mean, like that is, if it's like a aesthetic, feature of the building, I mean, that is within the ARB's purview. So, that you could just, I suppose, just leave it up to them.
How do you guys, board members, feel? If
I'd like to see, again, the pictures of how this would flush itself out, whether it's the terrace at the bottom or the rooftop at the top. I'd like to see it, if that's possible.
Okay.
I don't know what my other colleagues would like to do, but that's something I would like to see. You have something on Seventh Avenue, it's a very condensed area, it's very, it's residential. There's a
Right,
lot of
right.
things going on Seventh Avenue. I know what people think, and I'm just concerned of this aesthetic rooftop,
Mhm.
and it becomes something more than we can manage within the city of Mount Vernon. So I'm just looking to see what it looks like and how that is going to be, designed, if that's possible. But I yield to my colleagues as well.
So in terms of, thank you, Commissioner Salmon. So, I think that the consensus would be for us to be able to see something. To ourselves and not condition on the ARB. We can condition, the perk. But we really would want to see,
Mhm.
and then they can deal with whatever design. I just want to see.
Have another offer.
Cause I know last meeting we discussed this.
Yeah.
So it wasn't new. This is not new to today.
Mhm.
So it's not like we're doing anything.
I know.
We,
Yeah.
we requested it just to make this project more, pleasing to the eyes and, something for the residents to have. So I don't know what happened between last meeting and today, why it wasn't presented. I don't know, but, I think that was something this would add to your project.
Okay. Well, the terrace wasn't presented, but the perks was, and then the temperature dropped and it stayed on falling for a period of time. Yeah. I'm sorry. The terrace wasn't a part of your request to the last meeting. but the perk was the temperature and weather changed, so that impeded us from getting the job done. I would suggest that the perk test could be a condition of the permit, because that's a code issue, and we would have to make that work, period, mathematically. And that can work whether we, it's saturated or not, we can make that work mathematically and calculate it through the building department. The aesthetics, I think, I hear your concern in terms of the terrace versus the roof and the noise mitigation. Yeah, that's a good point. You're making me lean towards now the terrace, but in terms of adding a terrace to.
I mean, terrace is fine, just.
Yeah.
Either, so if it's easier to do the terrace, then let's work with that.
But I'd like to make sure there's a quality of life considered. I'd like to also make sure that there is noise mitigation considered, safety mitigations considered.
Right.
Seventh Avenue is very condensed. There's other people living there besides this particular project on Seventh Avenue. So we've got to understand that we're new, or you're new coming into the community that's already been established.
Okay.
So I think that should be considered for the working people who may be at home and may not be at home, but want to have a quality of life when they reach home without having any type of extra activity happening within their radius block. So
Absolutely, I
think
agree.
that's a
And,
concern.
and that is a good segue into why we're here. One of the things, I've been here in Mount Vernon for a long time. I know the aesthetics. I know what's needed in the community to make it work and make it live and make it more livable. One of the first projects that whether you agree or not, was Maggie's, and they had a rooftop terrace. And one of the things, provisions that I made sure that they had there was sound mitigation for, even though they're on a public street facing a highway, they had to put in some sound mitigation to make sure that that didn't disturb the community. My concern with the residential area is the same. We want to develop things that would be uprising of community living, in terms of not uprising, but raise the level of just the living in Mount Vernon. So with that understanding, we're going to develop something that's aesthetically pleasing. We're going to develop something that's going to be that's going to stand the stress of time and community. We're not here to develop just for the money. We're here to make sure that the community lives and these are aesthetically pleasing. So one of the reasons why I suggested the rooftop terrace is because it gives the owners of the home some privacy, not for them to have parties, and I can't tell them what to do. Right, I can't tell them what to do, but that's aesthetic. That's something that most people would really love to have in terms of just some private space. So again, let me just say that we're here to develop homes that are just beautiful and aesthetically something that people want to live in and spend the rest of their lives in, or generations. So, I would love to be able to move forward with the development in terms of, getting the resolution, going through the ARB, going through the building department, and addressing those issues that you have concerns with through those channels. If we can, are able to get through the resolution and then get to the aesthetics of the, through the ARB. Now, with that, I'm hoping that we are able to move forward with some, with all the provisions that you want to put on the table, but we need to have the resolution so that we can keep moving forward to make the construction season this year. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so
So I know you were talking, oh, sorry.
no, go ahead. I'll go after.
You was talking about the parking in the back, and you was potentially saying you want to, so I know in the back of the house, each home has a garage,
For sure.
right? And then you were saying you were adding additional spaces on the back of the homes for each home? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, so I made the back driveway parking area approximately 9 feet wider, so that it would have parallel space availability along the length of the property. But I didn't stripe it. So it's wide enough so that now if a car parks to the side, there's still enough space for the backup aisle and the car to like leave without impeding people. Previously in the old design, if somebody was to leave their car against the curb, you would block they wouldn't have, I mean, with 12 maneuvers, they would get out of their driveway, but it would, yeah. So now it still meets the 24-foot backup aisle plus yeah.
However, I still think striping is a recommendation
Thank you.
for the area, only because Seventh Avenue is alternate side of street parking. They don't have parking on certain days
Yeah.
on Seventh Avenue. So I'm
Yeah.
concerned that I'm parking, my husband's parking, my daughter's parking, but you know, we're challenged for that street.
Yeah.
So that's how Seventh Avenue works.
It-
I just
it
wanna
is
make sure
tough.
that we're equal to the residents.
Of
on
course.
that.
I mean, typically, hopefully, people take their car to work, so then, but when they don't, that does become an issue, yeah.
Can we go back to the kitchen? Okay. All right, so. Yeah. and so- Right, go to the lower level. So all right, so let's come back up. Let's come back up. Right.
Up this way,
Right, so,
into this.
yeah, can the reach. I'm thinking the kitchen, that's because it makes it easy,
Just
flipping and having the kitchen back there. So that you can do the terrace. Because isn't that the garage, wouldn't this be above the garage, isn't it the kitchen? Right?
It is certainly possible. It is effectively just flipping the unit. But the stair will need to be shifted just a little bit to afford the same amount of space, but it's definitely possible for me to get the living space.
Right, because then I think you can do the little walkout from the kitchen. Because then you're on a lower level, you're not up high, and then that way you can, again, you can sit outside, have your coffee, and then, you're not gonna be,
I absolutely can. I'm just gonna flip to the basement and just note that, and it certainly can still happen, but the area is pretty narrow. And I was hoping to not have a stair on the exterior down, just to keep the maneuverability of the cars. Right now, the door is centered on the wall, and this is more than 3 feet. I could get a stair come down, for example, on the side of a building, and maintain clearance for the car. But it is gonna kind of impact the turning radius of people getting in and out of the driveway. And I
okay,
think,
so, okay.
and I think that's why Mr. Warren was kind of alluding to the fact that we kind of have a preference for the upstairs because it doesn't affect that parking layout. And then so yeah. But I'm,
Oh, so if we have that outdoor space that we're talking about, and we don't make it that large, where it's really just, like 4 people can go sit outside, something like that, not
Right.
longer. To make it,
right, it doesn't need to be a space for 20 people.
they did the upstairs. Because they're having difficulty with the downstairs with the parking, because they've got to have the beams, outside. So they talked about doing the rooftop, I'm saying a smaller with the noise blocking, so that maybe 4 people can sit outside, as opposed to anything larger. Then you don't really have to worry about noise so much.
So on this picture, just help me understand, where would the rooftop be extended to? You could draw it on the picture.
They would have to have probably, right.
Okay, uh-huh. Oh, so this becomes the flat area
Right.
It's not, I didn't really draw it in 3D there, okay, but yeah.
The back.
in the back.
Yeah, I mean,
Correct.
that's our concept right now, yes.
And what's behind that back?
Well, you'd be overlooking your,
No, what's here? This is what's behind it.
you're looking at the back of the houses on South Eighth, right? Essentially is what you're saying.
South Eighth Avenue,
Yeah.
Right, so this would be your back.
which is the parking area.
Right, so you've got.
And
the
you
park-
got
and then
this
you've got
area.
That's over here.
And over here is Eighth Avenue.
Right,
Okay.
Yeah.
so
yeah.
there is a, like,
So you're saying there's a wide gap of distance that.
Oh, it's a
these
huge,
barriers
oh, it's
should be mitigated?
significant. The
Right.
rear yard is big here.
Right. So on this side, so on Seventh, you know, you wouldn't, because that would be in the back. Kind of covered, so you would have. So if you're on Seventh, you don't see this in the back.
No, only Eighth Avenue would see this in the.
Right.
So
This, right,
From a distance.
from a distance.
we have a 54-foot rear yard right now, and then assuming that all the buildings on the backside are conforming, they would have to have at least a 20-foot rear yard, I believe.
Right.
So hypothetically, we should be distance of 75 approximately feet
Which-
from
which-
buildings.
Which is a nice.
It's a noise mitigation.
100%.
Maxine.
Yeah, foot loud and
It's a
clear.
Noise mitigation. I live next door. I'm at 404. My neighbor at 406 is having a little get
Uh,
together.
Uh,
Don't want to hear
no, you don't.
this get together.
No, you don't.
go.
You don't.
Relaxing my nerves. I've
Right.
worked all day and I'm working from home. So I don't want to hear his.
And then that's actually a big
Yeah.
concern now too, is that people do work from home, so you need quiet all day.
That's
Yeah.
all I'm asking.
Yeah.
If it's the rooftop, the bottom top, around the corner, I don't care. It's just
Okay.
that I need it.
No built-in speakers.
Right, okay.
Okay,
Good.
Thank you, thank you. I do get the concern. Thank you.
Okay.
okay.
The real concern, like, that's like real.
Life,
Right.
real concern.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, that would really negatively impact people, yeah.
And that's the quality of life. I'm not looking at the financial piece. I'm not looking at the money and what you're gonna make, not make.
Right.
I'm looking at the quality of life on Seventh Avenue from community residents who've been there for many, many, many years.
Sure.
And how do we impact that? That's what
Sure.
I'm looking at.
No, of course, yeah. Yeah, it's
So, Thank
important.
you so much for sharing and for listening.
Thank you.
So that makes the design easier coming back.
Thank you.
Or any other questions? We have any? Council, any questions? for the applicant? No?
The other question I have, right now, so,
Good name.
there's different issues, legal expense, what was the question that? On the notice from the,
Okay,
here, they commentary here that was also requested by land use council. That the board would review the plans for that, any areas in the proposed zoning table. That are instructed to the last action. For which surface coverage of the proposed building. Any other thing for us?
I make sure that the submission with the revised drawings does have a fully coordinated zoning table, and I'll go through it one more time just to make sure that it is fully coordinated. Thank you.
No further questions. Fine.
They were, but we'll address them again because we're gonna make modifications slightly to the building shape. So if anything, any further modifications are made as a result of that, we'll update them.
Just as application, submitted or resubmitted, it would be useful for the board if you highlight, point out areas that are outlined since third meeting that's separate.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll provide a cover letter that highlights that. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions at this time?
No.
No. You good? Okay. All right, so for that application, we will see you next month with,
Thank
and
you.
if there's anything that, any questions, just follow up with staff.
I definitely will. Thank you very
Alright.
much.
Could you
I,
have pictures? I'm sorry, Chairman. Could you
Yeah,
have pictures?
sure.
When you come back next time,
Of the proposed building or of the site?
the rooftop. layout. Now that's gonna be,
Certainly. Now, when you say like a 3D rendering,
okay, that's fine.
right?
However, fine.
No, I mean, because we drafted we have it in 3D anyway, so it's not an issue. The only thing that I do request, would it be acceptable for me to provide a 3D rendering, but that doesn't have an accurate background? So it won't show all of the buildings in the surrounding, but the building shape, as is displayed here, you have the building, but without everything surrounding. Is that acceptable?
That's
Thank you.
fine.
That'll be a lot quicker and,
Yep.
thank you.
Nah, we want everything.
No, we
Okay.
want it 100%.
The houses, everything, go over.
All right.
Thank you.
So we're gonna go back, because I actually skipped the last, not your. There we go. There we go. 3.2, case number PB 25 527 Beach Street. Okay, so on this one, we are voting on the resolution.
I do have a rendering
Okay.
there if you're curious to see.
Yeah,
the
no,
building as well.
I
Yeah.
remember it well.
Okay.
So any questions on the resolution? Okay. No. Okay, Commissioner Salmon? Any questions on the resolution?
No, no, sir.
Okay,
I read this.
all right. Make a motion that we accept the resolution as presented.
So moved.
All right, second.
Second.
All right, motion second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that was it.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now I can actually. Maria, I'll sign this. You have the. Okay. Oh, you want us to look blank? You guys, all right, so we'll do that part.
Actually, I will do speak to the,
Yes, we'll do that too, so we'll do, okay, yeah, so we need to make a motion on the EAF.
No, we did that.
We did that, okay.
Yeah, I
thought that we did, I said, okay, all right, good, all right, so yeah, so we could do that, that's perfect, okay. All right, I think that is the last item on the agenda.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yep.
All right, next meeting is, we do have to discuss the work session and meeting. Okay. So. Come to our attention that the work session be in public, or at least form in public. Whereas the additional members would be able to log in. But if we were to do it on the same day, let's say large application, very detailed, I'm gonna make a suggestion that we do the 6 o'clock work session followed by the meeting afterwards. That works for everybody? Okay, so we wouldn't do it on Tuesday.
Everything on one day?
So we would do it on one day. All right. Good with that, sir? We do that?
Is it going forward or it's just?
Going
for this part?
going forward. Okay,
Starting next month.
so starting next month, so right, so next month, we would be meeting on March 4th for the work session at 6, followed by
Right.
the meeting at 6:30.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good. So I'll make the change to the schedule and whatnot on the website. That way the public knows that it's from now on, will be on Wednesdays at 6.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. All right, I make the motion that we adjourn for the. Second. Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye.